Hello, everybody, and welcome to Real Madrid Hub, your source for Real Madrid news. I am your host, Eric Rivera, and according to Raúl Gutiérrez of Defensa Central, Ancelotti is already working to come up with a solution with the goal problem at Real Madrid. Of course, as we know, Real Madrid has had a lack of goals ever since Cristiano Ronaldo left. It's been kind of hard to see a game where Real Madrid scores 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goals as we used to see when they had La BBC, when they had the BBC with Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano. Something that was very easy to come by. Goals were something that were very easy to come by when we had Cristiano Ronaldo. And essentially, ever since he left, and then under Zidane, it was very difficult to see something like that in Real Madrid. So Carlo Ancelotti is working on that and essentially saying, even outside of bringing in somebody, a crack, a big player like potentially Mbappe, who is the obsession that Madrid has right now, or Erling Braut Haaland next summer, the idea is essentially to play some more direct football. The idea at this point that Raúl Gutiérrez is speaking about when it comes to how Ancelotti is going to implement his defense is that the thing that needs to be fixed is the speed of the game in the three-quarter zone, or essentially in the last third. This offensive phase essentially for the Italian is playing very direct football, trying to come at the opposing team very quickly and not allow for them to form, to get their defense solidified at that point when they are playing. So play very rapidly and not let them sit. So the idea is that, and the idea is also to confuse the team, of course, by having constant changing and rotating in position of the front three. Now, this isn't something new. I mean, this is something that we saw implemented when La BBC was there. So essentially, Ancelotti is going for something very similar, especially if he has what at this point looks like being Hazard, Benzema, and Bale as his front three for now, or for the start of the season. Ancelotti is apparently asking for more crosses and more shots on goal, essentially asking, and trying to train the players to look more to, cross, essentially now that they have, if they're going to have Bale available, who is really good at heading the ball, aside from just Benzema, who is also good at heading the ball. So crosses into these two players, something that last season we saw they used a lot, but it was to no effect really, because you only had one person in the box that could potentially score a header for you, unless Sergio Ramos would go up or Casemiro would go up. But, out of your front three, there were really no opportunities to make crosses into the box. So essentially here, the idea would be to pinpoint Bale and Benzema, so you do have one added there, and somebody that obviously, like Bale, that we know can score with a header, but also changing positions very rapidly, which we know Bale has done that before with Benzema, and Hazard will be included in that. But essentially, he's saying that the static Madrid that we saw, Raúl Gutiérrez is saying the static Madrid that we saw in the last few years is something that Ancelotti is trying to change. They need some very, quick rhythm, starting from the center of the field, 1-2 touches to essentially move the ball forward and make sure that they catch the defense in a bad position. So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to do and make sure that that's the way we're going to play football. Of course, that is in a lot of ways the Real Madrid way that many of us were used to, something that we didn't see as much under Zidane. But it was something that wasn't implemented. I think it's something that we couldn't implement essentially because we were lacking those pieces of the puzzle. Our wingers were ineffective last season, whether it was Rodrigo, Asensio, Hazard, or Vinicius. There was really nobody else. There was nobody that was able to break down the defenses as quickly, or I would say confidently. I mean, Vinicius is a great option for, running at defenses and getting through them, but his finishing left things to be desired. So really, your only person scoring goals at that point a high number of goals was Benzema. So essentially, the idea is to continue fighting and going forward, and even taking shots from outside of the box is one thing that he wants to focus as well. Not trying to wait to get all the way inside. Trying to get some shots from outside the box. Try to up the number of attempts that they make on the opposing goal. So we'll see what's going to happen, but it looks like it's going to be interesting to see what Ancelotti does against Milan on Sunday, because he's saying that that's what he's probably going to try to implement against them in this preseason friendly. Something that he couldn't do against Rangers because he was missing a lot of pieces of the puzzle at that time. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how this plays out for him, and then if Mbappe comes, will this work for Real Madrid? I definitely think it will, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see what this season brings us. That is the news I have right now for Real Madrid Hub. Stay tuned here at Real Madrid Hub for all your Real Madrid news, and hit that subscribe button.